All right, so you've began your search to move to this area, but you are just wrapping your head around so many different cities. How far away is it? Where's the best schools? And you find this video and you go, oh my gosh, thank you. Finally, someone can help me figure out where I need to go in Kingsport. And that's what I'm here for. This is what we're going to talk about today, what Google won't tell you about Kingsport, Tennessee. So what I want to cover for you is, where are relocators like yourself buying? What areas are holding the most value? Where do we see the most turnover? Where's all the traffic? And this is the most important part, why some people love Kingsport, Tennessee, but others know immediately it's not for them. I'm DJ Slivka. I'm a local realtor here in Northeast Tennessee, and I have conversations like this every single week with relocators just like you who are looking to move to the area. But one of the most important questions I ask first is, what are you looking for? And then we figure out the area that best suits your needs. So let's pull back the curtain on Kingsport, Tennessee and figure out what living here is really like. Okay, so where is Kingsport? Where's it at on the map? Well, as you see, we pull it up right here. It is part of the Tri-Cities, three of the main cities here in Northeast Tennessee: Kingsport, Bristol, and Johnson City. So Kingsport and Bristol are actually both right across the straight line right there, and then at the very bottom is Johnson City, Tennessee. So this is like a big triangle of a bunch of different places. So not the only three cities we have, but this is just in relation to the other bigger cities. So if you work in Johnson City or Bristol or vice versa, Kingsport is going to be about 35 minutes away from the downtowns of both areas. So where is Kingsport in relation to grocery stores? Well, depending on where you live, you can expect anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. And as far as grocery stores go, we have all the major chains you would likely see where you are going from, or in other parts of the South. We have Food City, which is a local favorite, Ingles, Walmart, and even in Aldi. And this is a bonus part right here. I know this because my wife likes to go here so often, but the Target in Kingsport is said to be the best Target in the area. This is from feedback from my family. I'm just telling you what I've heard. So as far as healthcare goes, there's actually two main hospitals in Kingsport owned by the same company, Ballard Healthcare. There's Indian Path Community Hospital and Holston Valley Medical Center. Now they are right close next to each other, kind of how Johnson City has both the Johnson City Medical Center and Franklin Woods Hospital. Kingsport kind of is the same right there. So what if you travel a lot? You want to be close to the airport, but maybe you want to fly out of a major city. Well, Kingsport, like the other cities around here, is close to the airport. If you're on the east side of 26, it could take you as little as 10 minutes to get there. And then if you're further west, it could be around 15 to 25. But it also is easily accessible to get to Knoxville, Asheville, or even Atlanta or Greenville if you want to fly out of one of those places. So you say you want to live in Kingsport, but you want to be close to water. You want to be able to kayak, canoe, go out and fish. Well, here again is some great news. You have awesome access to both Boone Lake and Patrick Henry Lake right there. Okay, so now that we know geographically where we're at with Kingsport and where it is in relation to Johnson City and Bristol, let's talk about what living in Kingsport actually feels like. Okay, so what do the homes in Kingsport actually look like? Well, Kingsport, it is a huge area that covers many different neighborhoods and many different areas. So to say there's one type of home that's prevalent in all of Kingsport is honestly just false. What I am going to tell you is actually there's a wide array of Kingsport. So if you are moving here for a job at some place like the hospital or Eastman or something correlated to that, then you're going to have a ton to pick from. What I'm going to help you understand though is that whatever you're looking for can be found in Kingsport. We first have to figure out if Kingsport is the best area for you. Then we can figure out which home and what neighborhood you need to live in. So if you're looking for a house with a lot of character, a lot of charm, a neighborhood with something similar like that, you're gonna find it here. If you're looking for new builds that have great pricing and builder incentives, you could find that here as well. If you're looking for townhome communities, 55 and over communities, that can be found here. If you're looking for starter homes around $250,000, that can be found here. Or if you're looking for homes that are luxury, that have 5+ bedrooms, over 35 to 4,500 square feet, that can be found here as well. There is so many different opportunities to buy a house here in Kingsport. That is the biggest opportunity that we have to offer you. So what type of lot can you expect? Well, generally they're going to be smaller lots associated with high urban areas. As you get further out from the city, you're gonna see, and maybe you have a Kingsport address, but it's really the county, and you're gonna see you're gonna get bigger lots and you're not gonna have the neighborhoods, you're not gonna have the subdivisions. But if you want sidewalks, you're actually gonna have to be closer to the city. Again, as it's more walkable, there's more businesses and restaurants to walk to and from. That's that's where you're going to focus on. Okay, so you want to live in Kingsport, but you don't want to deal with an HOA. Well, honestly, you're really not going to find a lot of subdivisions in Kingsport city limits with the HOA guidelines. That's going to be further out in the county, in Sullivan County, and in the surrounding areas. But you're still going to have to deal with the city codes and enforcement. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a home listed for sale. It was through an investor, and the grass just wasn't cut. The seller forgot about it. I totally forgot to check on it. And we got a letter within about 4 weeks from the codes enforcement office, and it said, hey, you have to cut your grass within so many days or we're going to levy a enforcement on your home. So that's a real life application about what it's like living in the city. So there's no crazy Karen that's going to ruin your life. There are standards that are going to be expectations of you, and they are going to uphold them. So if you're someone who does like a mountain view and you are looking in this area, Kingsport may actually be for you. The general elevation of the city is right at 1,200 feet above sea level, and there's very different highs and lows in the city. But if you want mountain views, you actually may have an opportunity to see Bays Mountain from your home. So while some neighborhoods feel flat and they're very walkable and very easy to access and move around in, there are also going to be some neighborhoods that have very sloped lots and very sloped driveways and corresponding roads. So that's just something to know. You may find a house you love, but there is elevation there. We are in the mountains, and to have a sloped yard is not abnormal in this area. So we've talked about the location, we've talked about the types of homes. Now let's talk about what makes Kingsport so great. So why does it matter so much for looking at spaces and locations around the home that you're living in? So in my opinion, as a local realtor who's helped almost 200 families in under 5 years, the biggest mistake relocators make is they focus too much on the home and not the area and the community that they're buying in. So because of that, I always bring up the local anchor. What makes this area so great? And for different people, it may be different things. What I talk about today may be completely irrelevant to you and may make no sense. But the anchors really are what shapes your lifestyles, what you do on the weekends, and where you make your memories. And in my opinion, the local anchor is really what helps you figure out if you're gonna fall in love with the area or bypass it because it just doesn't fit your lifestyle. So the first one I want to talk about is Bays Mountain State Park. So this is a 3,500 acre city-owned park. So this is the largest city-owned park in America. And that's a huge task to say, but when you get into it, there are tons of hiking trails, there's mountain biking trails, there's nature programs that you go to if you're a homeschooler, or your kid's school may go there as well. There's wildlife habitats, there's animals that you could go and see there. There's a playground they just refinished. It looks amazing. I've taken my family there. They have a lake that you could go out and look at, and in the fall, it is just absolutely gorgeous. But here's one thing that a lot of people don't know, even local people don't know about this. They have a planetarium. That's right, they have an observatory and a planetarium that you can go look at stars at. And nationally, the Tri-Cities is known as one of the areas with the least amount of light pollution relative to the amount of people that we have. So it's a great year-round family activity that you could go to on the weekend, see the star show, see what they have going on there, and really get to experience life outdoors. So what makes Bays Mountain make buyers and relocators like yourself love it? Well, simply put, if you're an outdoors person, if you're into making memories outside the four walls of your home, or you like just the occasional recreational walk by the river, this is why people fall in love with this area. If you like making memory shopping, going to five-star restaurants, being very much in the mix of downtown life, being walkable from your home, this area may not be the best fit for you. But there's a reason Bays Mountain State Park makes Kingsport continuously score high with relocators that are retiring, relocating families, people who work from home but value going outside and being active, and overall people who enjoy an outdoor lifestyle. Okay, so now let's talk about another anchor in this area, one of my favorite parks in the area, Warriors Path State Park. So this place is one of the most popular parks in Northeast Tennessee. So tell me where you could go play on a playground, play around a golf, go fishing, go kayaking, put a boat out on the lake, and have a beautiful mountain view all in one place. That's what I'm talking about here at Warriors Path State Park. So you may have missed it. I'm gonna go over all the activities they have to offer here. Boating, fishing, kayaking, paddleboarding, golf, a playground. There's a little stream next to the playground that you can go play in. They have soccer fields there. They have hiking trails. They have horseback riding trails. They have a disc golf course. They have campgrounds. They have RV places you could hook up to. Y'all, what are you missing at this place? I guess really the only thing could be an ice cream stand, but who knows, that may come up here soon. So why is it so appealing for a family? Well, they have large playgrounds playgrounds, and I'm not talking like 1 or 2 jungle gyms. I'm talking large playgrounds. They got like a legitimate tree house here. My kids love it. They have seasonal events at their nature center, and even if you're living here locally, you can go to the campground, pitch a tent, and make some awesome memories. So why does this matter? A lot of people that relocate here don't understand that you could be within 25 minutes or less to an area like this, and maybe the area you're moving from has nothing like this. You have no opportunity to go out and experience nature, and this is what we can offer you on top of a low cost of living, on top of a home that is a overall better price point than what you have locally, and access to all these different outdoor activities. So one of the things I remember about where I grew up was there was always a trail that you could go and ride your bike and walk on, and even the city I went to college in near Chattanooga, there was a greenway, and Kingsport has an awesome green belt experience. And what that is a long trail throughout the whole city that you can walk, ride your bike on, roller skate, skateboard, hoverboard, whatever you want to do out there. It's an awesome paved walking trail that has access to different spots where you can have beautiful views, play baseball at the baseball fields, basketball courts, and produces great connectivity all throughout the city. And again, this is something Google's not going to tell you. A lot of the people relocating here don't know that this place exists, or even locals don't even know they could go out there, and the different trailheads and places you could park and experience outdoor nature right here in the city of Kingsport. Okay, let's talk about the numbers. What is the housing market like here in this area? Well, at a huge high level view, you're gonna find homes primarily in the $250,000 to $400,000 range. So what that means is the majority of where all of our home sales happen in this area happen in that price range, and Kingsport really has a lot of inventory for you to choose from. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't homes under $250,000, or basically you could find a home under $250,000, but also there's luxury homes at the $1 to $2 million price point as well. So if you're moving to the area and this is your first home, we got it for you. So at the $250,000 price point and below, you're probably gonna find 3 bedrooms at the most, maybe 1, maybe 1.5 bathrooms. And these homes are gonna be older style, older neighborhoods. Maybe some of the homes in the neighborhood around you have not been updated yet. So what that means is these areas are growing and there's huge opportunity, but you could still find a decent home for $200,000 or below. Okay, so maybe you're looking in the area and you go, hey, I'd like to spend $400,000 at the most, but right around $350,000 is kind of where I feel the most comfortable. You're in luck. We have tons of opportunity and inventory for you right here. But what can you expect? There's gonna be a lot of new builds. So D.R. Horton builds a lot of houses around here, and if you don't know them, they're a big box builder. We have a different video that we'll link in the comments for you to watch, but generally I will tell you, you get a really big house at a really low price on purpose. The finishes are very vanilla, they're very bland, but they give you the opportunity to make it into your own home. But what can you expect around $400,000 here in Kingsport? Definitely 3 to 4 bedrooms, probably 2 bathrooms at least, 2.5 bathrooms, maybe even 3. Some homes may have a basement, some may be a split foyer, some may be a 2-story. There also may be a ranch or a raised ranch where there's a basement underneath it. The point is there's gonna be a ton of different options for you at this price point. So what's a typical market cycle out this way? Well, that's frankly 100 days. And what I mean by that is a home on average is gonna go to market and be closed within about 100 days. So if you're looking at homes and they're on the market 100, 125, 150, reach out to someone, but that agent is probably gonna tell you, hey, there's a reason why, right? Either the seller is speculating on their price, the area just doesn't constitute the sales price. In general, it's not moving because of the price. There's something relative to the price that's not happening. And that's why you need to reach out to someone local to help you understand. So a really big distinction I want to bring up though is that average homes move at average results. Good homes, priced well, in great condition that are move-in ready. I think you could already tell where this is going, but those homes actually move a lot quicker. I'll even go further to say there's something that I would call a unicorn home, which is a great home, move-in ready, all the mechanicals are updated. There is absolutely nothing you need to do, and it's priced accordingly. I'm not saying it's underpriced, it's priced accordingly. Those homes, boom, move just like that. The reason being there's tons of people who are waiting just for the perfect home. So it's really important if you're looking to move here to be ready, to know the area, to know what areas you don't like, to have pre-approval or have access to your funds so that when the good home comes up, you can move on it immediately. So you're moving to the area and you say, hey DJ, I only want a new construction home. I have have great opportunities for you right there. Or you say, hey, I only want a resale home. I want something that has blank, blank, and blank. These are your non-negotiables. Great, we could find that here for you. The biggest thing is knowing the price point. If you're looking for a beautiful, renovated, everything's perfect home, 300 and below, we're gonna have a tough time. If you're looking for luxury, amazing mountain views, 4,000 square feet at 500 and below, we're gonna struggle. I can get you both those homes in this area, but the price point may be different. So again, it's important to know what's more important to you, the home or the area, the community or the amenities. Who is Kingsport going to be a great fit for? So if you're watching this and you're relocating to the area and you're buying a house for the first time, we're going to have everything you need. Let me tell you 3 reasons why. We're affordable compared to many other parts of the country. We have plenty of inventory right now, and your home is going to give you a strong value. So if you're a buyer that being close to work is important to you, if you work at Eastman, if you work at the hospital, you have a manufacturing job, or you are an education professional, well, this is going to be a really good fit for you. If you're a relocating family, I was one of those before, Kingsport's going to give you great access to highly rated schools, parks, shopping, and healthcare for your family. So if you're looking at Kingsport, but you want a lot of land, I'm talking about 10 to 20 to 30 acres, you're not going to find that here. And you really need to either look in a different area or have your expectations in line. Or if you say you want land because you want privacy, honestly in Kingsport, you're really not going to find that. Or if you want the mountain lifestyle, really it's not going to be a good fit for you. You're going to want to look at other places like Roan Mountain, Mountain City, east of Elizabethton and Stony Creek, maybe somewhere in Unicoi County on the border with North Carolina, maybe somewhere in Greene County on the border of North Carolina. The point is we have beautiful areas that can fit you if mountain lifestyle living is what you're looking for, or the mountain views that are unadulterated. We can find you that, but it's not going to be in Kingsport. So what's the reality of life like in Kingsport? Well, one person's Kingsport may be completely different than another person's. If you're looking to live in the Ridgefields neighborhood, you're going to be close to Domtar. Domtar is a paper mill. And if you've been close to a paper mill anywhere in your life, you know there is a smell relative to that. Now, the Ridgefields neighborhood is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It has tons of homes that are highly sought after. Ridgefields Country Club is one of the top ones in our area, but it's really close to a place that smells. But also conversely, if you live near Colonial Heights, you're basically right there by Gray and Boots Creek, which is really the area that's growing and blossoming right now. So both have Kingsport addresses, but both are completely different parts of the city. And really the reality is that we are not a sleepy mountain town here in Kingsport, but we're also not a bustling, busy metropolis. We're kind of somewhere in between. Okay, what Google isn't going to tell you about this area? The Eastman effect. So Eastman Chemical is one of the largest manufacturers here in the area, one of the largest chemical manufacturers in the world. And they affect a lot of things in this area: housing patterns, the economy, traffic flow, and really neighborhood popularity. And without getting too much into it, there are a lot of pros and cons about being around Eastman. I highly encourage you to research it, but really there is a huge focal point on what Eastman does and how it affects our area. So as Eastman goes, so does the Kingsport area. So I briefly mentioned Domtar and the paper mill. The Google is not going to tell you that it smells. There is a stench around there. There is a byproduct. There is a smell. It's real. And if you are looking in this area, you have to go here and smell it and experience it for yourself. What could 100% not be for one person could 100% be okay for another. It's all relative. The worst thing I could do as a realtor that talks to you about relocating to the area though is not bring it up. Another thing Google won't tell you is about the schools. Different neighborhoods pull to different school zones, and you really need to do your research when you're looking at schools if that matters to you. And not only do your research online, but also if you can come here and look at what the school drop-off looks like, look at what the school pickup looks like. We're talking about your kids' future and their education. And for someone like me, I have a lot of kids that matters to me. And I want to make sure the place that my kids are going to go for a long period of the year is somewhere where I really can make sure I get along with all those people and all the teachers and the administration. So another thing Google's not going to tell you is that one neighborhood defines the whole area of Kingsport. You could drive one neighborhood and be absolutely turned off because there's no way you would ever live there. You would not feel safe. And conversely, you could drive another neighborhood and look at it and go, I can never afford a home here. That's why there's so many different places for someone relocating to the area to experience and see. But the biggest mistake that you're going to make is looking at one area of the city and deciding that's the only thing the city has to offer. You know, another thing Google's not going to tell you about Kingsport is about traffic. The traffic is growing as well. And so 7 years ago when I moved here, you would see that it was manageable. And I moved from a really big city in Tennessee. And maybe you're moving from a gigantic city like LA, New York, or somewhere like that. And you go, hey man, there's really no way you're going to tell me this is bad traffic. Well, conversely, if you're moving from a similar city like Kingsport or something smaller, that's something that you need to wrap your head around, is that there are certain times of the day where it gets really congested. And another thing that Google won't tell you is really, where do most of the transplants buy? And in my opinion, that's going to be around Colonial Heights, West Kingsport, the areas closer to Johnson City and Gray and Boones Creek. And finally, one of the things that Google won't tell you about this area is where are the established neighborhoods and where are the newer neighborhoods. If you're looking for an established neighborhood with mid-century modern homes or homes similar to like that are huge sprawling one levels in a very established neighborhood with mature trees, Ridgefields is going to be the place for you. I remember I listed a home there, and I think that was the busiest listing I've ever had. In one weekend I had over 8 offers, 30 showings, and we went under contract well above what the asking price was. And this wasn't in 21 or 22, this was just about 2025. But if you want a newer neighborhood, I have to bring your attention to Edinburgh. This neighborhood I actually looked at personally when we moved here because there is an elementary school that surrounds the neighborhood. They have a community pool, walking trails. There is so much to offer here. And one of the main things to note though is that some of these roads are sloped. So this isn't a flat neighborhood like a spec builder would build. There is some slope to these roads. So if that's something you don't mind, then that's great. But if you're looking for a completely flat neighborhood, Google's not going to tell you that about Edinburgh. Okay, so as you're looking to relocate here, you're asking yourself, what's the best neighborhood? But really the better question is, what matters most to you? So something you have to prioritize is location, space, privacy, and honestly the price. And really the reality is every buyer makes trade-offs, but it's really finding out what are your non-negotiables. And that's why I highly encourage you to come to the area, make a drive-through if that's plausible. If it's not, then let's sit down and let's have a meeting and let's figure out if this place in Kingsport, Tennessee is perfect for you. So if what I said really struck a chord, if you were thinking, hey, this may be a great place for me, or hey, maybe not, but I do want to talk to you more about the areas in Northeast Tennessee and what they may offer me and my family, this is where I need you to reach out. So go to our website and go to the bottom and make sure while you're there, you look at our client testimonials, you look at our listings that we have online right now, you look at everything I have on my website, but at the very bottom, there's a get in touch with me. And while I still answer my phone, you could text me, you could email me. This is the best foolproof way to make sure that we can get you in our system and get you the information you need, ask you the questions, and honestly just have a great consultation. But the only way we can help you figure out the best area for you and your family and everyone you have under your roof is to reach out to me, set a meeting, let's have a call, let me ask you questions, and let me give you advice about relocating to the area. Thank you for sticking around. I'm DJ Slivka, owner of the Slivka Property Group here in Northeast Tennessee, brokered by Keller Williams in Johnson City, and I can't wait to help you relocate to the area.